Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the big metal detecting radio and TV show. Well, that round of applause was obviously for all the people at the forefront of everything that's going on at the moment in the UK, around the world in relation to the coronavirus. So for all the hard workers in the UK, that round of applause was for you. So we started a little bit differently than normal tonight. And welcome. This is the hopefully fully working big metal detecting radio show on Spreaker. And if it's not, please, I'm going to look in the chat room so somebody can let me know. And also, good evening to the viewers on the big metal detecting TV show. Hope you're all marvellously well this evening. Tonight we'll be joined shortly by Digger Dawn. But in the meantime, we'll go through the parish notices. First up, we've got some massive news shortly, which most of you would have heard about already. Now, remember, anybody wishing to ask questions to Dawn tonight, please comment on either the Reality of Metal Detecting UK Dirt Fishing YouTube channel, or on any of the other sites where we are now broadcasting to, which I forgot to do the sharing, so I'm going to do that while we're speaking because, it's going to be one of them days, isn't it? So, welcome, one and all. So, first thing this evening, we'll go and have a look at the news. Now, it's been a very, very, very difficult time for us to actually get any news because, as you can imagine, with the world being shut down at the moment, there's obviously no information coming out, no news stories, etc. Everything's being a little bit repetitive. Old news is getting brought up just to keep people active, and we're trying to get hold of the best of the news for the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Facebook page. So, unfortunately, that's the case. We do have some information this evening. So, first thing first, we'll have a look at the first piece of news. And the first piece of news is this: an 18th century coin hoard found under a Slovakian church floor. There you go. There we see it. While removing the floor in the church in somewhere, because I can't pronounce it, the foundations of the old church were uncovered. After this discovery, the archaeology company Triglav conducted research that took place at the beginning of February. Again, if we go through, there's a ceramic mug with coins from the 18th century, and there's the foundations of the church. There was more than 500 of the silver coins, which were wrapped separately, probably in linen clothing. The coins date treasure to 1702 at the earliest. So there's your pot covered with the stone, and again, there's the image of the 18th century coin hoard. Next up, a 3,000-year-old bronze spearhead has been discovered in East Yorkshire by a metal detectorist. Part of a bronze spearhead found by a metal detectorist in East Yorkshire, and more than 3,000-year-old has gone on virtual display. The spearhead formed part of a small hoard of scrap metal discovered at Scherpenbeck near Stamford Bridge in 2018. Among the pieces of ingots and casting waste was a fragment of the socketed and ribbed spearhead. Excuse me. Thought to date around 1150 to 800 BC. The hoard was recently acquired by East Riding Museums Service for £150. Next up, another hoard. Crown of Polish archaeology. Farmer look for abandoned amulet stumbles upon the largest ever haul of Roman coins. Look at them. Absolutely stunning. 1,753 coins were spread out over Farmer Mariusz Dill's field near Lublin. Have been described as the crown of Poland. Absolutely stunning. Look at them. The coins were dated to the 2nd century as they bear the images of Roman Emperors Nerva, who ruled 8 November 30 till 27th of January 98, and Septimus Severus, 11th of April 145 to the 4th February 211. Absolutely gorgeous. I've been actually looking at these lots for the last couple of days because, hey, let's face it, there's not much to be doing at the moment, sadly. So, moving on. We've actually published an article on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine website by one of our correspondents on the Facebook page, Mr. Lee Hull. Now, Lee, if you look at the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Facebook page as opposed to the group, lots of images occur constantly of historic places, which Lee puts a link on Wikipedia or whatever just to show you what it is. And basically, he found his first gold with the XP Arcs in January. So a lot of people would be like, yeah, it's only a gold locket, but hey, it's his gold locket and it was his first gold. So congratulations to Lee on that, and thank you obviously for sending us the image and offering to add it to our articles. We'll go to that one in a minute. If people looking for something to read, the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine, as you know, publishes up to 4 PDFs a year from this year. Last year was 3, and there they all are in their glory, all available just by clicking on the image. It will take you to the PDF, and that you'll be able to see all and sundry that goes on there when it loads up. All of the information from the free magazines last year. Now, I've got to tell you that all these images that you're seeing, a lot of them do have prices on them, price guides, which were from last year. So none of the prices actually are invoked at the moment. So if you do want something, obviously go ahead, have a look. As for instance, that one, the Simplex £299. Now, I know it probably is, but there's probably a deal in these pages. Please forget about that because they were published last year. So there's 3 magazines for you to read free of charge there. You can also, if needs be, go to the PDF section, which will give you issue 1, issue 2, the complete guide to magnet fishing, which we've been allowed to publish by Drastic G, and issues 3, 4 and 5 of the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine. Please remember as well that we do have the education page up there. We've added lots of resources on there for children to get doing while they're off school, for adults who are bored. Lots and lots of different things available for you to do. Even we put an article together of world museums offering free tours. So please have a look at that if you have the time and inclination. Now, finally, before we introduce our guest for this evening, we have got what promises to be the biggest ever metal detecting show in the world taking part this weekend. I was contacted by Mark Betcher, who's the organiser of Detectable. Now, obviously, Spring Detectable was supposed to be taking place this year, but due to the things that are going on around the world, that is not the case. Now, we do have Mark and myself who'll be hosting it, and we'll be having multiple other guests, including Gary Blackwell from XP, Adam Staples from Historica Finds, Pete Terrell from LP Leisure Promotions, Dan Spencer from The Searcher, Julian Everhart from Treasure Hunting Magazine. We have several FLOs taking part as well. And what we'll be doing, you have to join the big metal detecting radio and TV show on Facebook. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do that is for no other reason than we will be putting together a number of categories. For instance, let's say this article here by James Davis. If you clicked on there, for instance, it would be a category. Let's say Bronze Age finds. Include your Bronze Age finds in there. We'll have another category regarding finds that you would like explaining, identifying, and each and every one will be able, all the experts as we'll call them, all the experts will have input over X amount of minutes each. I think it's something like 15 minutes to 20 minutes per person, apart from me and Mark who will be on for the duration. They'll be able to communicate with you live, tell you what's going on, tell you what you've got, and then we'll also hopefully be voting of the best in category, which is why we want to do it on this one particular place, so we can keep our eye on everything, see what's happening. We'll have somebody managing the group in the night for anybody who comes on and wants to be a member, but other than that, as I say, we'll be working through the Big Metal Detecting Radio and TV show Facebook page specifically on this particular night. So it's hosted, as I say, by Metal Detectives, Pete not Pete Terrell, Mark Betcher and myself as a virtual virtual metal detecting rally, a virtual detectable, as we are unable to all take part in normal detectable. So I'm massively looking forward to that. I think myself and Luke are going to have our work cut out keeping up with everything, but we're 100% sure we will able to. So again, please go onto the ArchMD Mag website, archmd.com, and look in the news section, and you will see Virtual Detectable Live this Saturday night to find out all the information. So, that's that. Here I am. What am I doing? I'm stopping sharing, and I'm coming back. Hello. So, without further ado, let's introduce our guest for tonight. I hope she's back, because she went out for a clap for the people outside. And good evening, Dawn. Are you there? And now you're all clapped out. I didn't say that. I said you were all clapped out. Are you well, young lady? Are you bored? But otherwise, you're fine and dandy. Stir crazy?
Anybody. And he was quite shocked me. I said, so you're the first person I spoke to for a week.
Now, for those listening on the podcast, I need to apologise. I've only just took Dawn off mute, so that's working fine now. So say hello to the people on the podcast, Dawn.
So have been talking and nobody's been listening to anything?
No, on the telly they have. On the telly is fine. It's on the podcast itself. You've only missed a couple of minutes, so all is well in the world. And you're... sorry?
Should I carry on?
Yeah, crack on. Everything's fine. Everything's working.
Because most people think I'm a bit of a party animal. And I have two modes, me, on and off. And when I'm at home, I like to be off, which means I like to, just be on my own. And I enjoy my own company. I always have done. So for me to be sat on my own at home is not that bad. It's not as bad as what it would be for some people. I can imagine for some people it's really terrible. But I hate shopping anyway. I mean, the only time I really enjoy going out is when I'm in the fresh air, which is to either, dog walking or metal detecting, obviously. And then them are my two things that keep me going. So I've still got my dog walk. I've got an hour every day. Obviously, I'm missing metal detecting like mental. But, as far as sitting in the house on my own all the time, well, that's fine for me because it just feels like I'm on 6-week holidays from college. I just can entertain myself at home quite easily. As some of you might have seen,
at least you'll be able to put some classes together for the future.
Well, I am actually, I'm not just sat at home with my feet up. I am actually teaching from home or trying, and we're trying to teach via email, and it's learning and different things that we have. Not as easy as what you might think. I have an headache about 1 o'clock every day.
I bet that's an absolute nightmare.
Well, it is, yeah, because, it's quite easy for the kids to pretend they haven't seen your email. It's hard enough getting them to learn in a class, never mind when they can pretend that they haven't seen your email while they're on their Xbox.
But other than that, Diggy's fine, you're fine?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm trying to keep myself really amused and trying to keep people's spirits up at the same time on Facebook and YouTube. And If you do follow me, you might notice that I've been trying to put some like random videos up. They're just random, and they're just there really to try and make you smile. I mean, that's my purpose. If I can make somebody smile, then I feel like I'm doing my bit at this minute in time.
So, for instance, the unshaven look that you went with.
Do you see it? Yeah, that was when I was trying to tell people and give them tips how to stay home on their own, because I'm quite good at staying on my own. I know how to keep myself going. And the one thing, have you got a picture of it, Dave? One thing is, is it? If you get up in the morning, don't just slob around and think, oh, well, I'm not getting dressed, I'm going to just watch Netflix all the time. What you've got to do is get up, have a shower, put all your nice clothes on as if you're going to work or as if you're going somewhere, do your hair and everything, and you immediately feel better. You immediately feel better even if you're not going out. So that's what that moustache was about.
And then, of course, there was your other little idea this week when you went metal detecting in the garden.
Oh, did you see me find? Did you see what I found in the garden?
That's should be being shared on the picture now. Should be on the screen now.
Yeah, I found 2 silver crowns, a George III half crown, a gold Roman. A cartwheel twopence in absolutely fantastic condition and a Gothic florin, all in one hole in my garden. All perfectly clean as well. Can you believe it, Dave?
Yes, I can. I've seen the video. I can thoroughly understand. And I've
had so many comments about that.
Actually tonight, but the images that we generally show pop up straight away when I share the screen. Now I'm sharing the screen now, and I'm not 100% sure if it's showing. But the image on screen that I've got is the image what I'm sharing is your finds. Sadly, it doesn't look like it's working, which is...
Oh, well, it don't matter. People have probably seen it anyway, but, I mean, that video detecting in my garden, I've got to say, if somebody in the future asks me what's your favourite videos on, I think it might be that one. So if you've never watched one of my videos, I think you need to watch that one that's called Insane, because it's a little bit of everything, and it's just aimed to be comical, that's it, all the way through. Although I have had people on my YouTube channel, going, ooh, it was staged that. Those coins was far too clean. I mean, obviously there was. Nobody finds coins of that calibre in the garden in one hole, do they?
And such a massive mixture of age. So, how long ago did you actually bury them? Because when you were doing it, you looked at the floor and thought, I can't see a hole dug there before.
No, what I did was, if you look closely, I dug the hole, and then I cut the film to looking at Diggy saying what's in the hole. But in that film cut there, what I'd done was I just scraped the soil back very lightly, because I didn't want to damage any of my coins. Just patted them all in. I was worried at one point Diggy was going to pull them out.
Look at you giving your secrets away.
I don't do that usually, Dave. I was just, because it's my garden. I mean, what's the point? I'd rather just find a mood tube than pretend I've found something. I mean, that was different because that's why I put all them epic coins on.
But you have been out this year and you've had some fantastic finds since January as well.
Well, yeah, the year started off really, really well, I've got to say. I found, on my birthday, which was just slightly before New Year, I found my Bronze Age axe head, which I'll come back to in a minute. And then on the 1st of January, I found that gold ring there. Where is it? There it is. And my coin finds were going great. I had a few competitions with Martin Wood out of DVD Tetris and just smashed that. And it was all going really well with me finds. Now it's just stopped.
Very pretty. What age have you got on that ring, if any?
With this one? It's not that old. It's only from the 60s. No, it's just a normal gold wedding ring, this. I think somebody must have got divorced and chucked it. But it's only it's only a bog standard 1960s one. But if you might notice, my silver one is missing. Now, I don't know, because I always have my silver one there, don't I? I'll tell you what happened of why it's missing. Is that You haven't got the picture to share, have you, Dave? It's not sharing, is it?
No, sadly.
Oh, well, my silver buckle ring, as you've probably seen, it was a Victorian one from 1847. And I was upstairs one day and I thought, what's that? Feels a bit rough. And the actual little tiny buckle bit, the bit that looked like a moon, and the bit of the prong, come off. Where it had come off, I don't know, but it was missing. And I was devastated because you know how much I like that ring. So I trotted off down to this jeweller's in Middleton that's near me that somebody had recommended to have it fixed because I couldn't leave it like that. So I dropped it off and they were just valuing it up for how much it was going to cost. They reckoned it'd be about £60 or something, which I would have paid anything because I really like that ring. And I was supposed to go back for it on the 26th of March. Now, we're in lockdown then. So my ring now is stuck in the shop. When I'll get it back, I don't know. So I'm missing it like mad. And the same sort of things happened to me Bronze Age axe head. Because I took it to have a metal detector in night. The Harve Club, you know what I mean? Hyndburn and Ribble Valley metal detectorists. They have a metal detecting finds night every other month or every month. And every other month the flow goes there, you see. So I took my Bronze Age axe head to the flow about 2 months ago. I was supposed to get it back this week. Now, obviously, pubs have shut now, so I haven't got my Bronze Age axe head back either. So I've got my ring and my Bronze Age axe head missing through coronavirus. Well, they'll be safe, won't they?
Aye. Have you got your axe head to hand at all?
Have I what?
Got your axe head to hand?
No, the flow's got it.
All right,
he was going to give it me back. Yeah, the flow was going to give it me back this week, but obviously I can't see him now, can I? So I'll just have to get it back next time I can see him. So no, I haven't got it. I've gone off to the portable antiquities scheme.
So where have you been out to about to this year up to now then? What areas or locations?
Where's what? Sorry, Dave.
Where have you been out this year metal detecting? What locations have you visited? Have you been out much?
Oh, well, I went to Newark. I went to Newark and I was really proud of this. I found it was, I think it was a King John quarter hammered coin. It was tiny. You can imagine how small a quarter was. It took me ages to find it in the mud because it was on like a stubble field. It was really muddy.
Yeah.
But it made me feel really proud that because I thought if I can find something that small, you know, a little tiny quarter of a hammered, and it was my oldest hammered that I've ever had. I thought I'm not missing much if I find that. So I found that in Newark. I've been doing a bit of detecting really locally, actually, right down the back of my house in Rochdale, which has been quite good. And I've been up in Oldham a lot. Now, I wasn't bothered about staying too local because, as we all probably know, we're supposed to be packing tonight for Detectival. We're supposed to be going to Detectival tomorrow, weren't we?
We were.
So that's indeed a bit sad.
So now you have to come to virtual Detectival instead.
Yeah, we'll do. So we had that, and then I was supposed to be on the 24th of April. I was going to Holland to the Holland and Belgium Garrett Metal Detectors group.
Yeah, I'm on
We're putting a big dig on, and I was special guest there. So, and that was from the 23rd to the 25th of April. So that's cancelled. I'm having a bit of trouble with my flight because KLM have just changed the date to the 25th and said you can go then if you want. Well, I don't want to go then. I want my money back.
Absolutely. And I spoke to Karen Kuestra. I think I've pronounced that correctly from Detective World, and that's been cancelled as well now. So
yeah, she's done that till 2021, hasn't she? I mean, that's a good event as well. And then I was going to Summer Detectival, which was on the 3rd of July, North Wales.
Yeah.
So that's been kiboshed. And then I'm fingers crossed, hoping that I can get on Scotty B's one, because that's the end of July, that's 24th of July. Scotty B's having one up in Northumberland, about 10 miles from Adrian's Wall. So I'm hoping, it's on the line, innit? But I'm hoping that we can get to that. Otherwise, I think it'll be Normal Detective will be the first one I can get to, like all of us. Oh no, Gary Cooks as well. I'm after.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's mad. I mean, Scotty's still up and down whether he should cancel or not. But obviously, given what's going on at the moment and the potential that things might be back to normal, he's just holding on for the time being.
Yeah, I don't blame him really, because it's a bit of an unknown at that point, isn't it? And end of July, we've still got a few months to go, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
we've got a question for you, Dawn, from Gordon Solin.
Oh, I can see it.
As you are a teacher, have you ever heard of the ITA, initial reaching alphabet? They tested it on kids in the 70s.
No, I haven't actually. No, I mean, when I say kids, all my students are aged between 16 and 25, so they're not that kiddie. Most are between 16 and 20. But no, I've not heard that. Was that ITA? That sort of strange alphabet they started teaching people, or was that something else? I remember being at school.
It was about in the 70s. I've not personally heard of it.
There was something, and I remember when I was at school, it was some sort of strange new alphabet or something they were teaching people. I remember one girl in our class doing it, but I can't remember what it was. It was just something that was very bizarre.
I've actually got to write it down myself so I can have a look myself thereafter.
Pom Z thinks that Scotties will get cancelled. They might do.
Hopefully so. Pom Z said you're not that old to remember, are you?
David says there isn't going to be any more events this year. That's very pessimistic, isn't it, Martin? We've got to keep thinking positive, haven't we?
We certainly have.
Keep thinking positive.
So, how's the YouTube channel going?
The YouTube channel's going all right. I'm just not far off 15,000 subs.
Wow.
15,000.
I remember when you started it. When you had about 4.
I remember once when I had about 3,000 and someone said to me, oh, you'll be on 15 next. And I actually spent about 10 minutes thinking about that. And I thought, no, there's not a chance that this planet will ever get to there. And then look, now I am.
You must be doing something right, Dawn, to have that many people watching your videos.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just a happy person, aren't I?
Aye. Where's Diggy anyway this evening?
He's in his bed. He's got in trouble before. I had to shout at him.
Every time I speak to you on a podcast and everything, Diggy's in trouble. Last time it was sheep bothering.
Well, no, he's got this thing now where he gets on the chair and he's learned how to press on the bin in the kitchen. So he presses on the bin and then gets some out of it and then just rips it up. So he knows he's not to go near the bin. And I went up near him before and he went and got a bit of a sandwich out of the bin. And so I've had to shout at him because he's got a very delicate stomach, and if he eats something that's not dog food, next minute he's got the pups.
Well, not sheep bothering, it's bin bothering then.
Yeah, he's bin bothering now. Although, I've got to say, one good thing about me, me being home is that Diggy's, well, I don't know whether he does love it or not. He spends a little bit of time having dog time. He keeps looking at me as if to say, are you still here? But I have been taking him out. I've been using my hour walk every day. We go all up on the tops of the moors and stuff, away from people. And every dinner time we go there. And he's really enjoying that. But I've got to say that, I do that all year. And I've been out with him for 1 or 2 hours. Rain, wind, ankle deep mud, snow, freezing, every weather, as we all, as dog walkers are. And just lately, since the government has made a mistake in telling people to exercise, and I'll come on to that in a second, is that you go there, it's like the Trafford Centre. I go up to these places where I haven't seen anybody for ages, and now it's just full of all these random walkers who, in all honesty, but from the look of them, some of them haven't been on for a walk for 25 years, and yet they're out there now. It's like the Trafford Centre. Can't go anywhere and be peaceful.
I know
on our
I
nerves,
look
isn't it,
like
Digger?
I haven't been for a walk for 25 years, but we go down the lines by ours, which is the old Biddulph Railway lines. And, yeah, absolutely. We let the dogs off the lead. We walk down the lines, the dogs are off the lead. You occasionally see a bike come past you. Now we have to keep the dogs on the lead because there's that many people. It's absolutely madness.
Yeah, it is that. Do you know what's happened there? I'll tell you. You know, being a teacher, the government have made a mistake. Now, this is what they should have done. Now, there's like reverse psychology in things. If you tell people to not do something, they immediately want to do it. Whereas if you tell them not to do something, then they do it. Is that what I've just said? Back to front.
Like
I've got
kids.
a trick what I do with my kids. When they're all miserable when I go in my class because it's Monday morning, I always say, right, you're not allowed to smile for a minute. And put a clock on, right, and I just stand there. And they can't do it because I've told them they're not to smile. And I've used this reverse psychology. There's usually only one of them lasts out the minute. They all start laughing because I've said don't laugh. So if the government had said to them, don't go outside, I mean, you must go outside and exercise for an hour a day, they would have all been going, I'm not going out, not telling me to go out exercising when I don't want to. You see, that's where they've gone wrong. They should have told people to go out for their own health and exercise for an hour every day, and then they wouldn't have gone. But they're saying don't go out unless it's exercise. It works, reverse psychology. You tell somebody to do something and they do the opposite. So tell them to not do it and they'll do it. Tell them to do it and they won't do it. Say, I should be Prime Minister, me. Yeah, I understand people better.
I'm getting multiple. I lost my phone. It's under all my paperwork, so I'd lost everything. I found it now, and I'm just several questions on there. Some I can't go and look up because they're on Facebook and I aren't running.
Well, I've got my laptop here, so I'm a little bit lagged, but I can read what it's saying. Like Tom Thumb said, "Lol, this should be a laugh." That's where I'm up to.
Well,
don't know what he's laughing at.
Semi-regularly, Dawn. You'll see a little. At the moment, Unquite Blue is on there saying gin by any chance.
John Titchen's just said, but you can exercise in the house. Now, John, you might not know. I mean, I'm a woman of many talents, but one of my talents that I used to live in a different life, I was an aerobic exercise instructor, and I have thought of doing a Digger Dawn home exercise video. It's on there on my list of things to do that's a bit mental.
Would you believe me? You know me well. I've walked across said moors that you take Diggy with you. Would you believe this morning I actually participated in my first ever yoga session?
Well done, Gladys. It's good doing you good yoga.
Well, I was in so much pain this morning, it was untrue. And I thought, well, I'm only getting out for the government's exercise. I'm doing nothing else. To be honest, I'm not eating. I must have lost I've changed from sugar to sweetener over the past week as well. So I thought I need to do something to get rid of this pain because obviously, normally my job's very, very heavy work. Pulling, pushing, lifting, etc., etc. I'm not doing it, so everything's seizing up. So I gave yoga a go this morning, and tomorrow I've told the kids the start of the school day at 9 o'clock is yoga with Dad. I might even make a video of it.
It's good for you, yoga. You know, another thing, people might not be able to sleep. I've been seeing a lot of things on people not being able to sleep. Now, if you go onto YouTube and put in Michael Seeley or Dorchy, I can't even spell that to you, they do, like, sleep hypnosis. Now, I listen to them every night. And you do them on Law of Attraction, and what they do is they sort of, they might be on for an hour, 2 hours, and if you put them in headphones or just have it on your iPad, sort of trains your mind while you're asleep, right? And you can put happiness on and different things like that. But I tell you what, I put them on, I am out cold from 11 till 7 every night, even when I've done nothing. And I wake up and I feel dead fresh and dead positive and everything. I would definitely, if you struggle sleeping, go on and have a look up Michael Seeley and sleep hypnosis and have a listen to that. I did tell Martin Wood, one night, because he was struggling to sleep, and I said to him, why don't you listen to this? You know what he said? I'm going to publicly humiliate him now. He said, I'm not doing it. It sounds a bit spooky, and I might be scared. That's what he said, didn't you, Martin? I said, you can't be scared of sleep hypnosis. It's positive. No, but he won't try it. Instead, he'd rather lie awake till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Pete Terrell, it won't be an aerobic video. I'll do a yoga video. Sadler does yoga. It will trend. It will go absolutely viral as fat bloke falls down or fat bloke hurts himself. Anyway, Dawn, when I was at the chronic pain clinic, I go through certain courses, and one of them was well-being. And I think a lot of people, a lot of the listeners, loads of these apps, loads of these websites are available. Didn't work for me because my mind isn't that way inclined. But a lot of this well-being, obviously, people in the house at the moment, there's a lot of people struggling from mental issues, getting depressed easier because they're not getting out, they're not getting any sun, etc., etc. For me, as I said, wouldn't work. But honestly, for people listening, just have a look at these well-being, and it's something I'd probably say, the likes of you, Dawn, it would work wonders with these well-being, but because you've got that mindset, whereas mine's a little different from things I've done in the past to switch off for me.
Well, it's not well-being, really. I mean, it just teaches you to relax and to let go of all the, your mind doing it 40 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, but basically it's the terminology is well-being when it comes to what the NHS and what have you are covering now.
Oh, I suppose so, yeah. It does me good anyway. It's worth giving it a try. And if it don't work,
absolutely.
It don't work.
Just because it don't work for me doesn't work. It won't work for Tony Kaywood, for John Bradbury, for the DeBays, people who were listening tonight. Hello to all of you. Hello to Pete Terrell. I think Gary Blackwell's on there. Hammy Sammy. Hello to everybody. It could quite easily work for yourselves. I have actually got a metal detecting question now.
Hey!
Garrett. I believe there's a new Garrett due out. Oh, look at the face. Luke, put Dawn on full. Put Dawn on full. What can you tell us about the new Garrett, if anything?
Right, well. Let me see. Right, well. I got a sniff of this new Garrett thing ages ago. So, I got straight onto Garrett, like you do, and applied the thumb screws to find out what it was. I made all sorts of promises. And you know what? They wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't tell me what it was. So I got onto KG and Ringy, and they'd done the same, and they couldn't find out. And Garrett have kept this thing so tight to the chest that none of us know. So I'm really sorry that I can't tell you. They've just put out recently, because they was just saying it was a Garrett product. They've just confirmed in the past week that it is actually a detector, which it's. But apart from that, I know as much as you do. I mean, they said they were going to launch it at the Charles Garrett Memorial, I think, over the next few weeks, over April. I think they're going to do the launch. Obviously, because those have all been cancelled, the way they're going to launch it is going to be different now. And they said they're going to do it in a new way that's never been done before. So, but I don't know what that is. I don't know. I mean, I'm just as excited as you.
And really am. Me thinking you were going to give me some information, you were going to give me some feedback, and you were going to give us some secrets. But you can confirm, and we can confirm, that there is a new Garrett product that's going to be coming soon.
And it's a metal detector, yeah. It's not just a product. Because when they very first said product, I was having this vision, of it being a new set of coils or something, and we were all going to be like a bit disappointed. But I can definitely tell you, it is 100% a new detector. But I don't know what sort. I mean, I'm guessing it might be a multi-frequency, but that's just me guessing. I've got no idea. So I'm just going to have to wait and see. But I think it's going to come out. If it's going to come out, I reckon in the next 4 weeks. It'll be out in the next 4 weeks in one way or another. How that will be, I don't know. But that's what I'm just guessing. Only because they were going to, like I say, they were over the Charles Garrett Hunt and things like that, which are in April. That's when they were going to, launch it. But So that's me. But it's all me surmising and me guessing. I've got as much idea as you lot, to be honest.
Well, I'm looking forward to see it. Obviously, we've had a lot of new machines since Detectable last year. We've had the Simplex, we've had the Vanquish, which is now out and about. And sadly, the Vanquish come out just before everybody had to stay in. So sadly, there's a lot of people. There's not a lot of there's feedback, but there's not a multitude of feedback that we've got for other machines like the Simplex. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a shame for the Vanquish.
Do something with it.
Yeah, it's a shame for the Vanquish, really, because, like you say, it's just come out and then it's all stopped, hasn't it?
It has,
but it'll pick up again. But yeah, I don't know with the what Garrett are doing. I'm really excited for it, to be honest with you. You know, I'll just have one just to be showing you, don't you?
But will Maxie be retired?
I don't think so. No, I can't say.
I've got to give a shout out to a pal of mine called David Donaghy. Now, he's in the chat room now. And if you go on Amazon, you'll find several of his books about Fiona Farty Pants. I think that's correct. He does all that. Fiona Farty Pants. So it's comedy drawings and what have you, and it's the story about Fiona Farty Pants. But he's done a lot of work. Pardon?
I know him. He's drawn me a most fantastic picture. And I've got a few of his things, like his cartoons on my wall.
Yeah, he brought it to you when we done the Rochdale dig for the Mayor of Rochdale. Yeah. Anyway, He's got his new book out, and I think it's a series of his art with maybe a storyline or whatnot, but it's called Just a Normal Day in the Life of Time-Travelling Metal Detectorists. I can't wait to receive mine. I've ordered mine off Amazon. I'm waiting to see it. Oh, the others: Fiona Farty Bum Saves Christmas, Fiona Farty Bum Saves the Moon, Fiona Farty Bum and the Soapbox Bully, and as I say, this last one, he said that one of them's got me in it, so we'll see. But fantastic drawings, all historical related with the metal detecting and what have you. So please have a look for Just a Normal Life in the Time Travelling Metal Detectorist. Can't wait to read mine. You're still working closely with Regtons too.
Pardon?
You're still working closely with Regtons.
Oh yeah. I mean, Regtons. I'll always support Regtons because the customer service is so good, and I really like Nigel and Marcus and everything else like that. I mean, they've had to shut down shop as well, I suppose, like all the other metal detectorists, but they're still selling online, and they're still available for phone calls and things like that. It's just that they've actually closed the shop to the public. Uh-huh. So they are still selling if you need anything. But I still work closely with them.
I actually saw LP. I don't know if you've seen the video. I should have asked Luke to bring it up, but there was a video released today for a new product that LP will actually be selling. A lot of people thought it was an April Fool, but I've got to say it looks fantastic. It's called a Snake Skins with a Z. And basically, it's like, let me see. Installing the new snake skins takes a matter of seconds. It's a great way to protect your metal detector while customing your machines to stand out in the crowd. Designed to fit the Minelab Equinox series, Nocta Macro Simplex, Cruiser and Amphibio. And basically, it's a cut and abrasion resistant, colourful thing that goes on your wire. And then your wire obviously is protected, but it looks like a bee with yellow and black maybe. I thought it was a fantastic little bit of the video. I'm definitely going to have to get one of them.
I think I saw one of those. I think Phil Fragile had one, didn't he, on his detector? It looks good.
They look men, to be honest. Fair play. And you know, it's another one, a little thing that's an addition to the metal detectorists' arsenal. You know, just to, I mean, if you put 14 Minelab Equinoxes next to each other, how can you pick yours out? There's mine. Or if somebody, unfortunately, something criminal-wise occurs, you'll be able to say, whoa, that's mine. But, definitely going to have to be having one of them.
Yeah, they do look really good. But it is true that. I mean, if you get a lot of detectives together, it's like, well, that's why I've put stickers all over mine. I've got my Digger Dawn stickers all over mine, and I've got it all over my spade as well, so that just in case I lose it anywhere, people will know it's mine.
Dominic Tomczyk, dzień dobry. Pete Terrell, he's from Leisure Promotions now. The video that he shared, if you go onto Leisure Promotions on Facebook, you'll be able to obviously see that. So, Dean Stainton, next week's guest, says they're the same as cable sleeving, Dave. I've never had one before. They look cool, Dean. I want one. There you go. The Deus, they don't have wires. Just get one and
have one.
Stem.
I think I might get one of them, actually.
From Divvy Detectorist. What happens?
Oh, go on then.
It's gone off. What happens when you eat too many detecting buns? Oh, there it is. What happens if you eat too many Diggers buns?
Well, I've invented these things called digger buns, what I make. And they're all vegetarian, they're dead healthy. They've got like corn in them and a grated carrot and all sorts of things in them. And they taste like a Christmas dinner, but in a bun. So, like I have them when I go to events and things. But I give Martin a load last time I saw him. And being a pig, he stuffed them all in at once. But then he was very, made him Trump and made him have a lot of wind.
Now, Adrian Gale has commented on the podcast stream, the radio stream. I think I'll be able to do it, but there's a link that I've just shared. No, wrong one. Well, I don't know how to do that. I've just found something which is pretty cool anyway. But I've just shared the link. I don't know if it'll work, but there is if you could put it on the TV version, Adrian, that would be great. But there's a Garrett video telling you all about the update, the new machine on YouTube at the moment. So I've just shared it somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where, but let me try there, shall I?
Is it the one with Steve Moore when he's talking about what's coming?
I've no idea. It might be. I've not seen it.
Because that's where I got my info from.
I've just shared it somewhere. It might pop up eventually. I think it was in the... Adrian Gale has just put it on his YouTube feed as well. So we'll be able to actually put that in our playlist later on as well. Now, again, unfortunately, we would this evening attempt... Oh, look, there it is. It worked. We were attempting to actually stream this via Dawn's YouTube as well. So anybody who wants to watch this again, it will hopefully... We're going to be downloading the footage later, the full show, and sending it over to Dawn to upload herself. YouTube's a bit of a bagger, and it didn't do what we wanted it to do as quick as we wanted it to do. So Luke wasn't actually recognised on his system as somebody who could post on Dawn's site for us, so we weren't able to put the stream on tonight, but it will be on ASAP. And then, what are you looking at, Dawn?
I'm just looking at I'm just on Adventures in the Dirt. It says, thanks for your positive posts on all your social media. You always bring a smile. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep people cheerful. It's a really sad time at this minute, and and I feel there'll be a lot of people with depression and anxiety, and that will be really, really struggling at the minute. And if I can make people smile or just take their minds off things for 15 minutes, that's my job in life at the minute.
Well, I've just actually found while I was trying to do something else, Dawn, that I can see all the live comments. On the side of me screen, what I'm watching now. I've never done it in the entire time we've been broadcasting. I've sussed it out, so I can actually refer to all the questions and what have you now. So if anybody does have any questions to the Dawn, I can see them now, and you can ask away.
Come on, ask me some questions. Ask me anything.
Ask me some questions.
Don't ask me what's your favourite find, though.
What's your favourite find ever?
I can't answer that because I love all my finds. I hate that question because I love them all, but for different reasons. I love some because of the way they were found, and some because of what they actually are, and some because I can, wear them. And there's different things. I love my silver ring that's in the jewellers. I love my Bronze Age axe head because that was always massive top list. I mean, I love me little James II Maundy twopence because he was so unexpected. I love all sorts of things.
Tony Kaywood says my Facebook is some comedy gold on there. I wouldn't know about that. I've started a bit of an argument tonight about 5G, which would amuse me greatly. Where's that gone? Oat to Vanny CZ asks, are you sponsored by Garrett?
That's like asking a lady your age, isn't it? Next question.
Next question. Unicoat Blue says, how's the Manchester Tart doing?
Oh, did you see that? I thought I'll make it Manchester Tart, which was a pudding I used to have when I was at school. And it was sweet pastry, like this, with a layer of raspberry jam, and then some thick custard, and then it was coated in coconut on the top. And it was like really good. So I thought I'm going to make that. Oh, you should have seen the state of it. I had to chuck it in the bin. It was that bad. The custard didn't set. It just ended up looking like some sort of thing out of Alien.
Derek Naylor asks, what's the best starter metal detector in your opinion?
What's the best what?
Starter metal detector in your opinion?
Starter?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think the Ace range is really good, only because they're just on and go, aren't they? I mean, the other thing with like having one of those is that so many people's had Garrett Ace machines in the past. They might have moved on. But there's always people in the field ready to help you as well. I mean, there's massive amounts of YouTube videos. But I would definitely say, if you're on a real budget, probably the 250, 300i. If you could afford a bit more, 400i, I think they'd be brilliant starting with detectors. And plus, again, they sort of all the value if you need to sell them on because either you might not like the hobby or, if you want to sell it on, they do sort of hold the value a little bit, don't they?
They do. Dean Stainton, additionally, he asked the same question, but he said, was it because you didn't add the gin?
Well, the Manchester Tart went wrong.
Yeah.
No, because they did have a gin.
Adventures in Dirt, he asks, have you ever detected any family lands with your direct ancestors?
Well, no. No, there's one area, I was doing some research, and my family were traced back to this particular area where I was metal detecting, and I was dead shocked when I found it, because I was metal detecting this area, and then I was doing a bit of family research, on that Ancestry.com, and I realised I was detecting in the spot of where my ancestors lived. And after that, every coin became like, wow, my great-great-great-great-granddad could have dropped this. And then I found the farm where they actually lived. But I've not tackled that farm yet. I was going to send Kev to see if he could charm him, see if he could detect round this farm where my great-great-great-great-great-great ancestors lived in 1700. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
It would.
I'll have to send Kev there while he's off work, got nothing to do, I'll send him.
Kevin Whitmore says, can you let Martin win next time you do get out? He is suffering in silence.
No, won't let Martin win. You don't know the sort of abuse I get off him on private messenger.
There's multiple other people saying what the favourite machine, what they think the best is, etc., etc. Ross Kenyon, he says, hi Dawn, my wife and I enjoy your videos immensely. Are you going to detect here in the USA once we are all free to travel again?
Well, I'm hoping that next year, not this year, I'm hoping that I can get to the Charles Garrett hunt in Texas in April next year. That's on my list of things to do. So the answer to that is yes. I want to get there, to go to Texas. That would be fantastic.
Somebody else.
And thank you for enjoying the videos.
Ajdan, let's try it that way, or Adjidan. He asked, would you try the Rutus? And Tony Kaywood has said, as soon as all this pandemic malarkey's over, he'll come across the Pennines and he'll demo the Rutus for you.
Well, Well, I like the look of the Rootus. I mean, when it was at Detective, was it? I can't remember when it was. I think it might have been last year or the year before. I'm not too sure. I had an actual go of a Rootus in the stalling when they were in that tent, and I was really quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. I did like it. Whether I'd swap to Rootus is another thing, but yeah, I do. I like that look of that Rootus. And if I was ever going to not have a Garrett, it might be a Rootus that I might have. Yeah.
And Adgidan is actually Adrian Gaylor. So sorry, Adrian. I don't know who's who on there. If it's coming from people watching on YouTube who've got their own accounts, it comes up as what their YouTube name is. So obviously, in the Facebook, it's coming up people's name.
Why is this connected to YouTube as well?
Yeah. This is, as I said, it couldn't stream on yours, so it's back on the normal YouTube at the moment, on Luke's YouTube. But obviously, we'll send you the file over. Well, I'll sort that tomorrow, because Luke's going to be the Walking Dead if I don't let him go to bed, if he stays up fannying about doing that. So I'll sort that for you tomorrow and send it over, and then you can upload it, Will. So there you go. Graham
Dempsey's just said, where's the furthest place from home you've detected? So the furthest place has been in... it was at Detector World in Holland, which was on the border of Germany. That's the furthest I've ever been away, Graham. It was quite a way to get to there, but it was good fun and it was lovely. Weather was lovely.
It was, actually, because obviously there was a lot streamed. You streamed a lot of videos and what have you in it. It was just after Detectable, if I remember correctly, and obviously Detectable last year.
Yeah, it was in October.
Absolutely scorching.
I got a suntan. I mean, we were sat out, it was October, and we were sat outside at 10 o'clock at night in T-shirts, drinking beer like it was in Spain. And it was in October. It was mental, that weather.
You were with Jocelyn, weren't you, as well?
Yeah. It was KG ringing, Jocelyn, yeah. It was good fun.
Everyone's back on to asking about food again. Dean Stainton and someone else says, can we have a piece of your pineapple upside down cake?
Oh, well, I'm going to, I made that. That's another, I'm making all stuff that was at school. Just gives me something to do, I get up and I think, what I should have cooked today. But I'm going to I like to take buns and food out to diggers, if I go on a group dig. So I'm going to take them a bit of pineapple upside down cake next time I go out. It was a big success, that one.
Well, personally, I'm waiting for Steve Pettican again, because Mrs. Pettican's Welsh cakes are supposed to be to die for. So, yeah. Come on, Mr. Pettican, send me a food parcel. Do you have a lucky charm that you take out metal detecting? That's from South Coast Detecting, Mr. Aaron Weedle.
I really don't, really. I have all my different things. It's like that I always think's my lucky charm, which was made for me. Oh, hang on a minute. It was made for me by a guy in America called Rock Cycle Lapidary. You see it? It's a DD coil there. So I have that as a charm, and then I've got these little lucky charms on my hat, which is a spade with a border terrier on it, another coil, and then my carrot badges. I just like to have everything the same. I like to have my swordie spade and all them things. If I haven't got one of them when I go out digging, I'm really stressed I can't do it. I have to have all my equipment, but I don't have anything in particular that I would say, like a lucky charm or anything else like that, no.
Do you know, I was just looking there, and obviously I'm wearing the LP hat tonight. I should have worn the one that you sent me, but I don't know where it is. I think Mason's robbed it.
What did I send you?
Sent me a Garrett hat.
Oh, did I? Oh, you did, didn't I? Do you know what I've done this week? I've sent people stickers, right? And there's two. I've sent 4 lots of stickers out to people, and 2 of them have messaged me and said, "Don, I've got an envelope, but there's nothing in it. I must have just forgot to put the stickers in."
Kev Whitmore says he's going to have to throw down the gauntlet down to Martin. He's letting the Orcs side down badly. Is there any Manchester top bribery going on?
No, do you know what it is? It's not his Orcs. He's mentally defeated by the time he gets to the field. That first time, if you look, when he's come up to me and he was all happy showing me his 3 coins when he had about 15, and I just saw him get destroyed in that one moment. He's like, he fell apart. So now, before we go digging, I always like try and, mentally destroy him. He's lost before he even gets on field.
Pomsey Metal Detecting says, when Dawn goes on holiday, does she take her metal detector?
Well, I don't go on holiday, to be honest with you, because I don't have anybody to go on holiday with. So we don't go on holiday. And my holidays are all metal detecting things, like Detectival, and, like this year, my holidays we're going to be going to Holland and things like that. Metal detecting. But I go in on beaches and, just beach. I don't have anyone to go with, so I don't go on holiday. I think last time I went abroad was about even that weren't really holiday. I went being a charity worker in Uganda about 10 years ago. Yeah. That was the last time I sort of went anywhere without a metal detector. I mean, not ever since then. It's just been little holidays for me and just going away for the weekend and that metal detecting.
I bet Uganda was an experience.
Oh my, it was, yeah. I mean, I came back from there a changed person because I was like working in orphanages and with all the kids where all the parents had died of AIDS and things like that. And it was just a complete experience. Came back a different person. It was really sad.
To make you smile again, Hammy Sammy says we can go on a girls' holiday with the detectors.
Possibly. But I've got my son and all that and my dog to look after as well. So, it's not just that I haven't got anybody to go. It's just, leaving them because my son's got Asperger's, which is like, he's like high functioning autistic. But he's fine, but he don't leave the house, so he relies on me for everything. So it's for me to go away. As long as I've got food in and stuff, he can mind himself. But it's a bit worrying. I like to be not too far away, if you know what I mean.
If you don't mind me asking, has he ever been out metal detecting with you?
No, he fancies it, but he can't face going outside. He's got really bad social anxiety.
Yeah,
and he don't like going outside. He just don't like people and things.
You've got a garden. You've buried things there before.
He don't even really like going in the garden because he don't like neighbours. It's like he's pre-planned where people are all the time. It's a really bad thing having social anxiety. I mean, he's trying to get some help at the minute, because he's 22 and it's not getting any better. He's happy in his own world, but he can't be like that. He can't stay like that because, what if something happened to me? What would happen? So we're trying to get him some help at the minute to, get out a bit more. And I am going to take him metal detecting. He said to me that, if he was to go out, he wouldn't mind doing that, which is a big step forward for him to actually admit that. So, that's a little bit of a positive in that.
It is.
Because he knows that there's not people about where to go, you see. So, so that's a plan, that. I've got enough metal detectors to take him. Eh?
And he's with mum and dog.
Yeah, mum and dog, you'd be right then. Well, not with mum, but with dog you'd be right, not mum. Mum's a bit embarrassing.
James Davis asks, who's your favourite YouTuber?
Well, I've got a lot of friends that YouTubers. What do they mean in terms of videos or just people that I know?
Videos, yeah.
I don't know. I like a lot of them. Obviously, I mean, I watch videos of people that I get on with because you see sometimes, and other YouTubers will realise with this what I'm saying. I think is when you work all week, and then you go metal detecting at weekend, and then you spend Sunday and Monday editing, and then you ain't answering comments. By the time it gets to Wednesday, Thursday, you've had enough. You don't want to look at it anymore. And sometimes I don't see as many videos as I would like to. So, and they end up being quite minimalised about who I watch. But, I've got a Divi Detectorist I always watch because I am really good friends with him. Dean Stanton, who I watch him because he makes me laugh. I just watch randomly all sorts of people. I might not watch him regularly, but I'll watch all different ones. You know what I mean?
Way to get out of not saying who's your favourite is. Sky Jackson. Hi, Sky. They asked if their Garrett 250 will find gold. Now, you have to walk over it to find it. I'm sure it will. I'm sure there's many, many people who've found gold of a Garrett 250. Dawn?
Well, I did a post in my Facebook group a while back, about 6 months ago. And it was called, Show Us What You Found with Your Garrett 250. And I wanted just to have a look at all the stuff that, that people had found with the Garrett 250. And there was some absolutely amazing gold finds in there. There was some amazing. So it does show that if you walk over it, and you understand your machine, you're going to find it. I'm not saying if you don't understand it, but there was some phenomenal finds on that post about show us your finds with your Garrett 250. There wasn't anything that you would have seen, that you would have seen on anything else. It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Dave Donaghy, as you can see on screen, Dawn. We were both there. It was at the one of the Rochdale Mare rallies that I organised. He actually found, I remember exceptionally well, his first 17.
He found a little gold.
Guinea with his 250.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that.
Yeah, because there was also that day we had Cannonball as well, which I was a bit gobsmacked at as well. It's the first Cannonball I'd personally seen metal detected. But yeah, I think
it was a Cannonball, weren't it?
Sorry?
Hang on a minute. It's all right. Oh, it's all right. I thought my battery was going to run out. Yeah, it was a Cannonball. There were some good finds that day, weren't there?
There was, and if I remember correctly as well, I introduced you to the landowner and he gave you access to some of his fields under the other side of the motorway.
Yeah, I went on there quite a lot after that. And it just shows you that even when you'd had a big group rally dig on it, that there's still stuff left on it. I found George III shillings and all sorts on that field after you locked on.
Yeah. It's just occurred to me as well. Myself and you and one of my friends and one of your friends, we went up to the site a couple of weeks before to see, green waste and what have you, didn't we? And my friend found a coin, and you went back over the hole, and there was a lot more coins in there he'd actually missed. Prime example of check your holes.
Oh, check your holes is, I think that's one thing you learn through experience. Because there's a lot of the times when you'll go over somebody's hole and you'll think, oh, what's that? And they've missed stuff, like they've took one out and not realised it's a spill. Yeah. And the other good thing that you should always do as well, which I do, is that if there has been a little spot where I always do right round it as well, because the chances of them being close together as well is another thing. So don't just walk off. I found loads of stuff in stuff next to a hole. I'm not drinking gin, by the way. If you look, it's
disguised.
Elderflower press.
It's disguised.
No, it's not. It's not disguised. It's elderflower press, lemonade stuff. Because I save me drinking for weekend. This is another top tip on how to stay sane in lockdown. Is make sure you break your week up. So when it's Friday, have a drink, get a kebab. Put some music on, have a bit of a disco on your own, and it's weekend then, and it breaks it up.
Fair play.
That's what.
Lizzie Moss says she has a child with. I have children with ASD. My 16-year-old always indoors, but goes to scooter parks and does some crazy stunts because he has absolutely no fear of hurting himself. Mad.
Yeah, you can imagine that. I mean, I work at college with learning difficulties and people with ASD. And it's basically, my skills come from having a son that's been like that for 22 years. But some, they are, especially the ones with Asperger's, some of them, they don't have any fear. Like they've been saying to me, can we go to Blackpool? I want to go on the big one. And I was like, I was thinking, I'm not going on that with you. And they're like, come on, you go. And they want me to go on that big one in Blackpool. They've got no chance. I don't like being under the ground or over the ground. I like being on the ground.
Where are we anyway? Steve Pettigan, Kev Whitmore. I read the wrong one. All machines are good as their operators. £100 to £3,000, you'll find it. Scroll down a little bit. Steve Murphy says, if an Ace 250, he's found a gold ring, gold fob watch, and his mate found a 310-gram gold torque. And he also found 5 gold sovereigns. I do have a question. Tell me about your relationship with Jocelyn, relic recoverist, and how that came about.
Well, with Jocelyn, obviously we're both women metal detectorists on YouTube. So I first met Jocelyn when she came over to Detectable, which was been about 3 years ago. And she came over to Detectable, and that was the first time I met her. But we were staying at the same hotel and everything else, and we just become really good friends, and we just get on with each other really well. So ever since then, I've seen her every year, and I've seen her last year. But yeah, that's how I ring her up every now and then and have a good chat with her. But she's doing a lot with a crazy lamp lady at the minute. I mean, she's doing really, really well with that channel. I think she's got over 100,000 subs with it. And she really enjoys doing it, all the thrifting, she calls it. It's like we call bargain hunting, I think. But yeah, that's how I met Jocelyn.
I noticed she was doing some videos upcycling lamps and things like that. She was going and buying lamps, bringing them back. And
crazy lamp lady.
Yeah.
It's crazy lamp lady. She goes to like these shops, what we'd call charity shops, I suppose. In America, they have them, and they're a lot bigger. They call them thrift stores. Like when we've got like the British Art Foundation, where they've got a little shop. There's a massive, and she goes buying stuff from there and resells it online. So she does a lot of buying and selling and giving people, information on what will resell at a good price, with pottery and things like that.
I'm with you. Yeah, I've seen a few videos upcycling, what have you, but with the chronic boredom that's been occurring of late, one of the things I've been doing is watching Find It, Fix It, Flog It. And another person that you've met through one of the rallies when we've done the Bosley charity rally to raise funds when the explosion occurred and killed 5 people. Adam
Partridge.
He's on. And surprisingly, Dawn, he lives not 100 metres away from me.
Yeah, I know. I remember meeting him. I've got a picture of him, I think, me and Adam Partridge, and Mandy Dale's on it as well.
That's right, yeah. He lives, 100 metres away. In fact, I took the dogs out one day last week, and I was speaking to him. He was in his garden, so we had a chat. And again, there's another person whose all his auction houses are completely closed because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, so, he won't be able to do any of that. But it keeps making me think about...
I know for a fact as well he's not filming, again, because he can't go to any of the locations to do the filming, because he's on... I think he's on Flog It, I think he's on Posh Prawn Brokers or something akin to that, and he can't do any of the filming at the moment because it's not getting done because of the coronavirus. So it's amazing the amount of people that this is affecting from, things that you wouldn't expect.
Well, I don't watch it, but even Crap Enders and Coronation Street, I don't watch them. I've seen it on the news that they've gone down to like a couple of episodes. But I'm just wondering, I've not watched it, but are they all on lockdown have they had to rewrite it?
Well, I know, I watch Emmerdale, sadly, and I know they've actually stopped filming entirely, which is why everything that they had in the back for the coming months is now obviously, instead of 5 times a week, they've dropped it to 3 times a week so they can spread it out and hope they can get back filming ASAP.
Because now,
Steve Pettican asks, where would you like to detect in the UK?
Where would I like? Well, that land where Scotty B's got actually up in Northumberland is somewhere I'd like to go, because there's a Chip Chase castle up there, and that dig he's got is only 10 miles from my castle. So, and it's 10 miles from Adrian's Wall, so there's lots of stuff up there. Another place I'd like to go is Norfolk. I really like Norfolk because of the history it's got. Dorset and all down there seem good. And I just like going anywhere, to be honest. It's got nice scenery and a bit of history.
I'm just going to butt in, Dawn. Sky Jackson's commented again. Herself and her dad have a YouTube channel. If she can give that the YouTube name, we'll be sure to advertise that. But she said, this is brilliant. I've got to go now as I'm only 12 and it's past my bedtime, but stay in and stay safe. How good's that? Got 12-year-old watching.
Good night, Sky.
Thanks for coming.
Night, Sky.
Night, Sky.
Night, Sky.
If she hasn't gone, I'm hoping that she shares a YouTube channel, but that's fantastic. That is brilliant. Having a 12-year-old. Even my own bloody 12-year-old won't listen.
Well, there's a few people on that you don't know that have got a channel. There's TC Kent, which, you might not know. He's got his own little channel. It's called Brandon. He's really mature in the way he talks. And I found out the other day, he's only 13.
Really?
Yeah. And his knowledge on coins and everything, he's really, really good.
That's excellent. It's surprised as well the amount of people. Yeah, John Bradbury's only 8 years old. I think he's forgot the naught on the end of that. Anyway, the amount of kids that I've actually seen on metal detecting rallies. There was one at Dudley Detecting, which I went to last year. And my pal who was with us, Dave Clark, he won the raffle and he won a metal detector. I think it was a Go Find, something like that. So he went, I'm going to give it to that kid over there. Goes and gives it to the kid. The kid's like, oh, yeah, fantastic, that's brilliant, thanks very much. Puts it in the car and walks off with his XP Deus. So kids of like 10, 11, 12 are using fantastic machines. It's brilliant. It's how many other hobbies can, apart from fishing, let's say, can you actually get a 12-year-old to take part in an adult world, primarily adult world?
Well, in one of the digs that I did just before sort of coronavirus, I did one in Oldham that was really close to a Roman fort. And I was up there and there was two young lads on there and they had machines. And then the woman whose land it was, her son was sort of their age, so they lent him a machine as well. And these three young lads, they were giggling and you've never seen joy like it. And they were going, John, come here. And I went, what? And they're going, look at treasure what we found. It was all like rusty nails and, bits of rusty rubbish. To them, you would have thought it was the crown jewels. They were going, yeah, he found that one. And they were absolutely having the time of their lives. And it warmed me heart up to see them, because they were only about 9 or something like that. But I thought, how much nicer is that, them being so excited and playing together like that, than sat on their Xbox talking about, Fortnite or whatever they talk about. It was lovely to watch. It made my day, it did, watching them kids doing that.
We've got another young person listening, Dominic Tomzik. Apologies to pronunciation, Dominic. His daughter, I've lost that one. Where are you?
Well,
his daughter's
just
10,
say
she's listening now and says hello. So, Dong, say hello to his daughter.
What's she called?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Hello, daughter.
He said that she's desperate to go out with him metal detecting, but obviously a little bit upset at the moment because she can't. Adrian Gaylor asks, have you ever thought about writing a book?
You know what, Adrian? Yes, I have. Right, it's been something because my life has been so strange. Every 10 years is like a new chapter. And people who know me have all said, Don, you should write a book. And it has something that's in my head. And I think when I'm a bit older, maybe, I think that is something I'm going to do, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether you meant a metal detecting book, but I think I'm just going to write a book about my life and how I think and things. But
to be fair,
the answer
Dawn,
to that is definitely yes.
You can't go out at the minute. Yeah. There's no reason you can't do it now. Or at least start.
Yeah, but I'm still teaching from home. I'm teaching from home and trying to keep the spirits up of people on Facebook, and I haven't got time for book writing.
Do it if you get your Microsoft Word up on your phone. You can actually voice record it, so you can write it via voice and then make your changes when you can be asked.
Listen, them things don't understand me.
I don't.
Them voice recording things are wasted on me.
Understood you either.
No, well, them voice things are. I've got one in my car where you press this button on your steering wheel and it goes bing, and I'll say, phone Dave, and it'll go, I'm sorry, I did not understand that. And I'll go, phone Dave. Sorry, I didn't understand that. They don't work with me. I don't know what it is. Even try and do a posh voice. Even try and go, phone Dave. Sorry, we did not understand that. I know. No, can't do voice things. They just. Have you ever put on my channel? If you ever put on translate things, where them things come up at the bottom, you'll see how bad it is.
Sky said her channel's called
Have you gone?
The Two Detectorists. I'm looking for it. I'll have to go back to it tomorrow because I can't see it directly.
Dave, have you gone?
Pardon?
I'll have to just keep talking.
Who?
I think Dave's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone to. So I just have to take over now and just turn into the Digger Dawn show.
No, he comes back. I'll be back. Move.
So, what are you saying on here now? Let's have a look at some comments. I don't know where Dave's gone.
Hello, Dawn.
Oh, yeah?
Hello.
I was just going to take over the show then for you, so you keep going.
You go for it. I'm going to try and...
I apologise, Dawn. Try and get him back in for you now.
It's all right. It's all right. So anyway, let's have a go. Welcome to the Digger Dawn show, because Dave's got lost. Don't know where he's gone to. We've got Luke there.
Dawn. Now, you've got to interview Dave. So I'd like to...
All right, Dave.
Digger Dawn show.
Hiya, Flower.
Dave.
I am here. I went on YouTube and put it on the...
I know you are. Right, I'm going to go again. Have fun. Hosting
Bye.
Dave.
So, Dave.
Silly me, put the YouTube... I put one on YouTube on the link to this page, so I turned myself off. Sorry.
Well, it's all right. We're carrying on.
Yes, completely.
We're talking for ages, wondering where you've gone.
That's all right.
So,
yeah.
Am I in charge now?
Pardon?
Because we've swapped sides now, so am I in charge?
Yeah, carry on.
So, Dave. I can't think. Now I've become an interviewer. It's not as easy as you think, is it?
It's all right. I'm now at the studio. I'm in my house now, so crack on.
Oh, yeah, you haven't got your background, have you?
I'm in the house, look.
Oh, where was you before?
In the studio. I'll go back in the studio now. See? Studio.
Oh, you like magic. You just like Doctor Who.
Can even do
Doctor
that.
Who. Oh, look at that.
Or a nice brick
Have you got a green screen?
Yeah.
Have you got a green screen?
Yeah.
I want to try and... The thing I'm going to do over this lockdown is learn how to live stream. Now, I'll be honest with you, Dave. I saw what program you was using to do this, and I've downloaded it and sort of done the same. And I'm just learning how to do it at the minute. So I'm hoping that I can get my own going. Because when I've tried to do live streams, I can't set them up, don't know what's going on. It all goes wrong.
Well,
I think
tonight we should have been streaming on your channel, but obviously the system hasn't allowed Luke to appear on it yet. So, but it will. And it was nice to see Luke a minute ago as well. That was lovely.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? He's always a bit shy, Luke, isn't he? He don't come on, does he?
Do you know, when he has been on, this conversation, the inputs, and the way he comes across is fantastic. Absolutely superb. He's just Luke, and he always makes me do this type of stuff. He said, if there's anything, any media or any, you could do it. I don't want anything to do with that.
He's always very cool, isn't he?
Yes, and he's known as the dapper detectorist in his group.
Yeah, he's very cool and sort of he does come across quite well. Get on the camera, Luke.
Good night, Sky. It was nice to
Sky.
hear from you. And yeah, keep safe yourself, and we'll try and find your YouTube channel. So lovely to see you. Anyway, Dawn, I think we best wrap up now because 9:30, and Mr. Higgins in the background's going to be up for work at 2:30. So we best let him depart. So let you have your last few minutes.
Time goes flies when you're having fun.
Have your little chat.
Yeah?
Tell people what's what. Tell me your YouTube
Who,
channel,
me?
your groups and what have you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, my name's Digger Dawn. I've got a YouTube channel called Digger Dawn Metal Detecting, which if you want to go on and subscribe, click the little bell. I'm putting videos out throughout lockdown to try and keep you cheerful. None of them are really serious, but they've got things on cooking with little cooking with little bits of ingredients, how to stay sane, eating a kebab, metal detecting your garden, all sorts of random things. I have a Facebook group as well with, and it's just coming up to 14,000 members. Dig of Dawn Metal Detecting, and an Instagram account as well, and everything's just called Dig of Dawn.
Fantastic.
I want to say thanks to everybody that follows me, either on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. You know, and all them people have all turned into my friends, actually, you know, Dave.
I know you've got a massive friendship now. I know from your videos and conversations we've had. In fact, I've seen you make friends from the events we've been at together. So, yes, fantastic community, us metal detectorists.
We are. I mean, I don't think I've ever had so many friends in my whole entire life. And the people that I've made friends with now are genuine friends. You know, they're not like just little like backstabbers or fly-by-nights. They're really nice people. Got to say, they're the nicest people I've ever met. Yeah, so I feel quite, you know, honoured to have so many friends.
Dave Donnery said he's going to do a picture of me. Hopefully it's not going to be what I expect in full yoga pose, doing the dirty dog or whatever it's called.
I love that picture he drew. He drew one of me and Diggy, and I've got it on my wall, and it's my pride and joy. I absolutely love it. And, you know, next to it I've got them two that are won, you know, them ones that he drew, the cartoons.
Yeah.
Fantastic artist.
He is, fair play. His other book, I think I'm right in saying, was called This Boy's War, and again, I'm not 100%, but I think I remember correctly. It was basically
Hello everybody.
it was about his dad in World War II in Liverpool and such like. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah. In fact, I've got it somewhere. I think, it's in the other room. On the bookcase in the front room, I've got books by people I know, including several by myself, obviously. But all my other ones in here are reference books. So that one's the This Boy's War's in the other room. Anyway,
he's a nice guy as well.
Oh yes, he's lovely. And you know, it's a massively small world that we live in, and this is proven by Dave. When I was with the artist formerly known as Mrs. Sadler and lived in Bebington, 3 doors down lived Dillis and her ex-partner. And we used to have lots of street parties and such like, so Dillis and me used to drink plenty of alcohol in the street. And obviously, life continues. Next thing I know, Dillis is married to Dave Donaghy, so look at that for a small world.
Oh, wow, that is small, isn't it?
Yeah. Because she was actually, when he started metal detecting, obviously she knew through Facebook that I was, and she was like, can I put you in contact with my husband? So, yeah, no problem. So I had lots of chats with him, and yeah, his artwork he's done in the past for us. I'll have to get that back. When the website inadvertently got deleted and we had to restart from scratch, all his images were on it previously, so I'm going to get back. I've still got them. I'll get them back up, definitely. Brilliant artist, and a top writer as well. Anyway, Dawn, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I'm well happy that the podcast worked tonight, because we haven't been able to get it running in the last 2 weeks because of technical issues and internet problems. So yes, it's been fantastic as ever.
It's all work when I'm on talking rubbish.
Well, as I say...
Anyway, if you're out there, I'll see you Friday. I'm going to order a kebab if they're still open. And I might do you another sing-song, because I like a good sing-song, Dave.
I know you do. I've seen them videos at 2 o'clock in the morning. In fact, what you also need to remember, every rally I've ever done, you always win the bloody alcohol on the raffle. In fact, you had a bottle of Buckfast, the Scottish youth's favourite drink.
Chocolate vodka. Yeah, I always win alcohol on raffles. And I don't drink that much, to be honest, anymore. I mean, it has upped a little bit since I've been in. You know, like at weekend, I've been having Friday and Saturday and a little one on Sunday. But previous to that, I've probably only been drinking 3 times a year.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a lot, because every time I drink anything, my brain goes, oh, I know, I'll go on YouTube. So it looks like to you, but every time I drink, it's... Anyway, I'm talking again. Should have gone.
I'm going to wind it up. And just to let people know, next week's we've got the next 3 weeks guests lined up. Next week is Mr. Dean Stainton, Shilling King Metal Detectoring on YouTube. The following week is Kevin I forgot. Is it Whitfield or Whitmore? I'm tired. Kevin Whitmore. Sorry.
Whitmore.
And from Metal Detecting Media. And the week after that, I've organised a brand new guest for us, Rick Landecker, who's the Fat Fool, an American YouTuber, and one of the nicest people I've ever met. He comes to every Detectable. He makes sure he does a tour of the UK around every Detectable, and he's going to be coming on in a couple of weeks. And if you do need entertaining, find him on Facebook, and he's some of his videos are great. He's a big lad with a big bald head, and his wigs are brilliant.
He's a lovely guy, is Rick. He is really, really nice, kind guy.
Salt of the
and
earth.
Funny as well.
So we'll be having him on in 3 weeks' time. And don't forget, this Saturday at 8 p.m, we have a massive, massive special. It's the virtual Spring Detectable, which will be replacing Detectable, sadly, this weekend at 8 p.m. till around 11 p.m. Multiple hosts, myself and Mark Betcher will chair, and then we've got the likes of Gary Backwell, Dan Spencer, Julian Evanhart, several others, people I've not actually heard of before, who Mark's organised to come on the show. And we'll be running via the Big Metal Detecting Radio and TV show Facebook page. Multiple competitions. I'm not 100% if there's going to be prizes or not. Please don't quote me as yet. But there'll be multiple feeds on there for people to put their finds they would like identifying, or to put them in an image for like a Bronze Age or a Roman or a medieval. And they'll be looked at, identified, discussed throughout the night, just like Detectable. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Dawn, it's been an absolute pleasure. Luke, thank you as ever. You are a star. And I'm going to let you go and go to bed now. I'm Dave Sadler. This is the Big Metal Detecting Radio and TV show. It's Thursday night. Good night.
The Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine acts as a hub for information, offering articles from archaeologists, detectorists and other specialists throughout the genre, featuring many links, event info and news articles associated to archaeology and metal detecting. We also offer professional review services and promotion for books, resources, videos, documentaries, gadgets, equipment and much, much more. The magazine is run by the archaeological and metal detecting community for the archaeological and metal detecting community. So come visit us at archmdmag.com, that's archmdmag.com, and check out information from our media section with all the latest content, news from the Archaeology channel, podcasts and the YouTube channels that feature the now legendary Digger Dawn, the Man with the Hat and Archeo Duck, just to name a few. If you would like to offer an article, link or inquire about other services, then pay us a visit at archmdmag.com and drop us a line.